This all started one sunny spring afternoon when I asked my parents if I could join a competitive dance team. But of course, being very STEM-oriented, STEM being math, science, technology, and engineering, they said, "How will this help you in life?" Which basically means, can it be translated into money and a stable career? I immediately replied yes, with a big smile plastered on my face. But then they asked the ultimate question: how? And with that, I was left stumped, because I knew that dance had countless benefits, but I really didn't know what exactly they were and how that can be translated into life. But still, even though I was left stumped by their question, I'd like to say convinced, but it was probably more like tricked my parents into letting me join a competitive dance team. And that experience completely flipped my entire perspective on learning and creativity. Through dance, I learned skills that really can't be measured. I distinctly remember a competition where when we were performing, they played the wrong version of music. We had to work together creatively to come up with a last-minute routine change on the fly, while still trying to look like we had it all together. But still, working together, we pulled it off, expressing our emotions, working together creatively, adapting to situations, and using our bodies like a paintbrush to express our emotions. And we pulled it off, with our hearts beating 100 miles a minute. Yet, despite this, society likes to shove the arts into a dimly lit corner and reserve the spotlight for STEM and academics programs. Dance, along with other subjects, helps you adapt to situations creatively. Use your body or your paintbrush to express your emotions. It helps you communicate and collaborate. And because of this, we should consider it as a part of our education, not an optional extra. According to the Harvard Medical Center, PET scans were taken of the brain, showing unique activity. It showed overlapping neurons, leading to cognitive flexibility as well as creative problem solving. This leads to countless social, economic, and academic benefits. But many are not aware of this. Let's face it, money talks, and the arts don't always scream, profit. Instead, STEM is often looked at as the ticket to financial security. And because of this, the arts are poorly funded, especially in disadvantaged populations, widening the gap of inequity in children's access to the arts. The irony? Many successful STEM innovations, think of the design of smartphones or the aesthetics of video games, require artistic creativity. Or how about the popularity of using ChatGPT to redraw your favorite artist's paintings in different styles? Well, if you think about it, if we didn't have the original paintings to train the models, then we wouldn't have any of it to begin with. A lot of people, including my own teachers, seem to believe you can only pick one path, the arts or the academics. But here's the twist that I have learned from experience. It's the dance mindset that helps me express my emotions, adapt to situations, use my body like a paintbrush and communicate and collaborate. That helps me crush math, being 3 grade levels ahead, debate, being the national impromptu champion, and science, while still becoming the top 10 youth jazz dancer in the nation. According to a 2019 study by College Board, It found that students who were involved in the arts and dance for over 4 years performed 25% better on standardized tests, like the SAT and the ACT, and had higher grades in core subjects than their peers who lacked the arts exposure. This creativity translates into real-life problem solving. According to a 2023 study by Stanford, found that those who were involved in the arts and dance had a 76% less risk of getting dementia into the future. This can improve society's overall quality of life. So, let's look at some real-world changemakers to help you understand this a little bit more. First, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, our second female Supreme Court justice, attributes her determination to fight gender discrimination in her legal career to her confidence and go-getter skills that she learned as a competitive baton twirler. Or even Mia Love, our first Black Republican U.S. Congresswoman, quotes, "My passion and ambition to work as a collective in achieving the greater good comes from my work as a high school color guard. The arts have made a direct contribution in the changemakers of today." So, what can we do for our youth? Well, at my school, my academic director has vested interest in implementing the arts into our curriculum, which has not only made school more enjoyable, but has also helped us with our learning. For example, we learn math, but with a twist. In geometry, we learn geometry through creating patterns in art, or even learn symmetry through music beats. Sometimes in history class, we write out skits to act, sing, and dance out important events in our history today. In science class, we create 3D artistic models of cells and animals. We also create science experiments and new concoctions. This not only makes the concept stick, but also extends our thinking on the topic. It would be nice as a community if we could have more free and accessible art events, like musicals and concerts, so that there would be more equity in children's education and access to the arts. The arts, whether it's dance, singing, music, or painting, extends our thinking, helps us express our emotions, adapts to situations, and helps us problem solve. So, if I can persuade you and society to not only prioritize, but believe in the arts, then we are on our way to creating the next RBGs, the next Mia Loves, and the next change makers of our world today. Thank you.